Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, someone had their last dance on Dancing with the Semi-Stars last night. Find out who got the boot. Then it's the #1 show on Netflix, but it's also the most polarizing. What's my take on the Haunting of Bly Manor? I'll tell you just ahead. And I loved her the moment I said hello last month.
And boom, you're done.
Daily Show co-creator and former Letterman producer Madeleine Smithberg is back with more cooking and more classic stories from her time in late night. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. We are live from our studios in the Twin Cities on this Tuesday, the most productive of days. I'm Jason Matheson. Now, usually at this time, I look over there and I say, good morning, Kendall. But Kendall's off today, so there's nobody there. Executive producer Jeff was there, but he just ran away because he hates being on television. But anyway, welcome to the show. Hope you're having a really good morning. Thank you for making us a part of it. Not only is it Tuesday, but it's also Amazon Prime Day. That's another reason Jeff isn't on camera, because he's shopping right now. He's literally on Amazon shopping for some items. He's not. He's over there working hard. But I looked on. Now, before I say anything, obviously, we support local. We have local people on every day. We love the local businesses. However, today, if you want to save a few bucks, jump on the Amazon Prime. I did this for you already, so you didn't have to. There's like huge deals on Amazon, like Echo, the Amazon Show, even though like my buddy Alexis thinks it's spying on her. My mom, and I know a lot of you do too, I bought my mother an Amazon Echo Show. That's the one with the video screen. And she covers up the camera with like a cloth because she thinks Jeff Bezos is spying on her or someone's watching her. So she has a tape over it. She has like a cloth over it. Then she puts a comforter over it. Just in case. I said, Mom, it's defeating the purpose of having the camera. And she goes, well, I can uncover it, and I get it. But anyway, there's good deals on that. There's also good deals on iPads and iPhone, or AirPods, the little earphone things. So if you're looking for stuff, head over there. Like there's dish pan deals as well. Dish pans. Where am I from? Dish pan. Speaking of that, I took this quiz. I just mentioned this on the radio show a few minutes ago. If you were listening, Colin had me take this quiz from the New York Times. It was 7 years ago, but it's recirculating in algorithms, and it talks about it's able to pinpoint where you are from based on what you call certain items. And I actually, for whatever reason, I have it pulled up here. For instance, let me ask you, there's 25 questions. Here's one of the questions it asks you. What do you call the rubber-soled shoes worn in gym class or athletic activities? Sneakers, shoes, gym shoes, sand shoes, jumpers, tennis shoes, or running shoes. I call them tennis shoes. Like, Jeff, what do you call them?
Sneakers.
Sneakers? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so it's all sorts of questions like that, and then it pinpoints exactly where you're from. I was shocked with the accuracy. It pinpointed, for me, no, it didn't pinpoint here. I'm from Northwest Indiana, right near Chicago. If this is Lake Michigan, like that, I'm right here. Here's Chicago right here. It pinpointed exactly where I was from. It had a line from Northwest Indiana all the way to Illinois, and just based on what I call things.
Do you say catty corner or kitty corner?
Kitty corner.
Because that was one of the questions.
Kitty corner, yeah. Another one was, what do you call like aunt? Do you say? And I say aunt, not aunt. No, Colin says aunt. That sounds like I'm in Downton Abbey. But speaking of, we have not Downton Abbey news, but another big British show news coming up in a little bit. And that's where we're going to start. Let's get started, everybody. It is time for the hot dish. Here we go. By the way, if you want that quiz, search for the New York Times and just put in where you're from quiz. Well, it was 80s night on Dancing with the Stars, but before we show you what happened, here is our FCC spoiler alert. There we go. The stars busted out their best hair, the brightest colors for the occasion. It's It's 80s night. Here are some of the most memorable moments from the night. Look at this.
To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This tainted love you've given, I give you all a boy could give you. Take my tears and that's not nearly all. Tainted. Every now and then I fall apart, and I need you more than and I need you more than ever. And we'll only be making it right, 'cause we'll never be wrong. Together we can.
Oh, all of those songs. That was Total Eclipse of the Heart, wasn't it? There's a bar in my hometown called Total Eclipse of the Night. I'll let you guess what kind of bar that was. That was Nelly dancing the samba to Rhythm of the Night. Cheer coach Monica bouncing back from last week's bottom two, dancing the tango to Tainted Love. But winning the night was Johnny Weir's contemporary dance to Total Eclipse of the Heart. And he was nearly perfect at 29 out of 30. We were arguing before the show, does Johnny Weir have like an unfair advantage because he's a gymnast? And Ted, producer Ted, literally, I wish I would have had the camera. TV friends, I didn't pull it out quick enough, the phone out quick enough. Ted literally right here in front of the desk performed his rendition of Johnny Weir's dance, and it was spectacular. Basically saying that Johnny Weir redid one of his ice skating routines on the dance floor. I don't watch Johnny Weir enough to know. My friend Kristen does. I'll have to check with her. Well, luckily when it came to the elimination, the control room didn't screw it up. Right, Leo? The bottom two consisted of former football player Vernon Davis and actor Jesse Metcalf. Jesse shared for the lowest score of the night with Selling Sunset's Chriselle, but she was safe. And in the end, the judges decided after a very, very long pause to send Jesse home. That's right. Oh, Jesse. There he is. We barely knew you, except from Desperate Housewives and from the reboot of Dallas. I was ready to dislike that guy because, you look at him and you're like, oh, he's one of those guys that hits on you at Crave in St. Louis Park. But then when you meet him, he was actually pretty nice. He wasn't bro-y. Because you would think and I think he is a little dudeish. He's the kind of guy that calls you bro no matter what your name is. What up, bro? What up, dude? Which I hate. If you want to just immediately irritate me, call me bro. I hate that. But he was actually very kind. Very, very kind. And he and Josh Henderson both, when I met him for Dallas, they were very, very kind. Next in the dish, breaking in the last hour. Wow, we have breaking news. Breaking in the last hour. We're getting our first look at the new and fourth season of The Crown. I'm not joking, this really did just drop. Look at this.
As husband and wife live out their vows, loving and cherishing one another, sharing life's splendors and miseries, achievements and setbacks, they will be transformed in the process. Our faith sees the wedding day not as the place of arrival, but the place where the adventure really begins.
Wow. Can we give awards for trailers? Princess Diana and Margaret Thatcher are new this year. Gillian Anderson plays the Prime Minister, and Emma Corrin is Lady Di. Wow. I've said it 4,000 times on the show. I love a good trailer. That's a fantastic trailer. Just the editing and the images. I'm so glad they made the decision to give us they added on an additional season because we just want more Diana. I know we already lived through it, but those are the years. That's what we really want. And Emma, that actress looks so much like Diana, doesn't she? It is incredible. I love this show so much. Look at that shot. That is stunning. Anyway, you can watch it at the end of this month on Netflix. What is it, right? I think...
November.
November, he's whispering. Did you hear that, crew? He's with November. It's debuting in November. Next in the dish. When you become a reality TV contestant, you basically sign over your life, at least for a little while. Nowhere is that more true than on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Well, an infamous villain is now being forced to pay up after breaching that contract. Luke P., that dude right there from Hannah B season, has to pay the producers of The Bachelorette $100,000 for violating his contract. He ignored the ironclad rules in his contract, stating he could not talk to the media without prior approval for 1 year after his season. Well, he did, moron. He spoke negatively about the show and production, which is also a big no-no. All of this, conveniently, as the new season of The Bachelorette starts tonight. Wow, I'm shocked that this story was dropped today.
He looks like a Luke.
He does look like a Luke. He looks like the kid that beats you up on the playground. Anyway, because, he has his own issues. But come on. You know these contracts. You know you're going to get in trouble. Have you ever watched a Star Wars actor try to do Jimmy Kimmel Live or Fallon or whatever? They can't say anything. You know why? Because they're going to get sued. You know that they're not messing around. And obviously, I think they're using this guy as kind of a case. Just be like, okay, we sued Luke P. We will sue you too. Anyway, Ted is going to be watching The Bachelor. What is it, Bachelorette tonight? The Bachelorette tonight. The most dramatic season ever. And he's going to have clairvoyance for us tomorrow. Lots more to come today, though. We'll be back right after this.
More hot dish, more fun just ahead.
Holy moly, holy!
Drew Barrymore is meeting her SNL doppelganger. We have highlights. Then it's #1 on Netflix and #1 in opinions. Is The Haunting of Bly Manor scary good or scary bad? And she co-created The Daily Show and was with Letterman during the golden years.
Hi, and welcome to Mad in the Kitchen.
Madeleine Smithberg is back with us with more stories and, yes, more cooking. The Jason Show will be right back.
I'm here for my first interview with Wayne. Dwayne Wayne, how you doing?
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wayne.
Yes. Wade.
Wayne?
Wade.
Wait?
Wade.
Wayne?
Wade.
Wait?
Yes.
How do you spell it?
W-D.
W? That's what I say. Wait.
You said Wayne.
Wayne?
Yes.
And what is?
Wade.
Wait?
Wade.
W-A-D-E?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
All right.
Sean, are you in it to win it?
Yes.
Hi, it's me, Guillermo. I'm here in Oklahoma for the NBA Finals. Mr. James Harder, why the beard? Why not only mustache?
What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Why the beard? Why not only mustache? Look, mustache is more sexy. Are you excited for a threesome?
For what?
For a threesome? 3 years in a row?
Oh, yeah, three-peat. Three-peat.
Oh, three-peat.
Yeah. But I'd be excited for either one.
You know, and really, who wouldn't? I'm just saying. I mean, in honor of the NBA Finals wrapping up this weekend, Jimmy Kimmel took a look back at the best of Guillermo at previous NBA Finals. I love him. Every talk show, and we're getting ready to talk to Madeleine Smithberg from Letterman. Every talk show should have like a Guillermo. Like Letterman had several. He would use the Siri Jewel and Mujabar right down the road, who had a T-shirt shop next to the Ed Sullivan Theater. He always had Larry Bud Melman. It's fantastic. It's a great device in these types of shows. Next in the dish, Drew Barrymore, speaking of talk shows, got to meet the woman who did the spot-on impression of her on Saturday Night Live. Look at this.
Shaking I am too. This is the first time we're actually meeting in person. Truly, ooly, ooly. I keep saying, holy moly, holy. I'm really nervous to meet you. I'm so excited. I'm such a fan. I'm your biggest fan. You're gonna make me cry. Are we gonna cry? I've always First of all, comedy to me is, I think, more than medicine. It's what saves us in the world.
Yes.
It's like the most attractive quality in any partner.
Yes.
It's the thing you want with your friends. It's what you look to entertainment for. Chloe, do you want to toss us to break?
Yes, yes. Here we go. We're in the pretty little middle of our show, and Sunny Side Up is the sweet and stylish and oh so successful Jessica Alba.
Seriously, couldn't be better. That's SNL cast member Chloe Fineman. Drew, as you can see, is a huge Ooey Dooey fan. She also loves Chloe's impressions of Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, and she does a great Timothée Chalamet as well. Can I ask a sincere question? And maybe we'll do this as a segment now that, like your critique of the shows. If you watch the Drew Barrymore show, I want to know your impression now that it's been on for like, what, Jeff, a month? What do you think? Does it drive you crazy? Do you love her? Do you watch? Are you hate watching her? Let me know. Put it in the comments on the Jason Show Facebook page. Speaking of the Jason Show Facebook page, Jeff just posted that quiz I talked about, telling you where you're from based on terminology, how you pronounce certain things, if you have a term for things. That's on the Jason Show Facebook page. Next up, with most people still avoiding movie theaters, there's no doubt streaming services are more popular than ever and will be for, well, a long time. And now one major Hollywood studio is changing its whole company strategy when it comes to making movies. Yesterday, the Mouse House, Disney, announced a major restructuring to its entertainment division. Basically, the studio will no longer make movies specifically for theaters. Yeah, I mean, we're bottom lining it, but that's the headline. Instead, they'll decide what releases best for each movie, which could be on Disney Plus, as a rental on Disney Plus, or way in the background, a movie theater. The decision will come down to what makes the most financial sense. Just last week, Disney announced the next Pixar movie, I think you're looking at the trailer there, Soul, will be available to all Disney Plus subscribers starting in December. Now remember, they did this with Mulan, but they charged you $30 extra, even if you were a Disney Plus subscriber, so they may still use that in the future. I can imagine them doing this if they release, say, a Star Wars movie, or if they release a Marvel movie. Then I can see them charging a premium for the additional content. Look, this doesn't surprise me. If you've read any headline about Disney the last few weeks, the last few months, their parks division, which normally is one of the biggest, if not the biggest financial engine for that company, is in turmoil. Disneyland isn't opening. The governor of California is basically like this. And it's not going to open anytime soon, so you're missing all that revenue. They just laid off more than 8,000 people from Disney World alone. One of my friends that I love, actually 3 cast members got laid off. That theme park division is not going to bounce back. Even if Walgreens starts selling a pill tomorrow, that people are not going to be booking trips to Disney World, except for me, anytime soon. International travelers aren't going to come back. Disney needs to do something, and this is so smart. Just like with theme parks, y'all aren't going to be rushing back, sadly, to movie theaters in 2, 3, 4 months. This is brilliant. That's why you saw Hamilton released on Disney Plus. You got to go where the consumers are, and right now consumers are at home on their couch watching us. I appreciate it. So I say bravo to Disney for moving the goal a little bit. Next in the dish, we all know remakes are nothing new in Hollywood. Keep that in mind. We've had 3 different Spider-Man reboots since 2007, but I still like those. Now get ready for a new version of a scary movie classic from the 2000s. This movie.
What do you want? They're everywhere. They say this house is theirs. No! Children! Come here! Run! Can't you hear it? There's someone there.
There's nothing better or scarier than creepy British children. That's Nicole Kidman in the movie The Others, about a woman in the 1940s who believes her house is haunted. It was a surprise hit in 2001, known for a major twist at the end that we won't be giving you right now. Universal just bought the rights to the movie with plans to remake it for the next generation. the next generation that's still alive. Just no word if the remake will include the same surprise ending. Okay. Why are you remaking a movie that was made 12 years ago? Nicole Kidman is still alive. Those children, I think, just graduated high school. You only remake movies when technology advances to make a special effect better to advance the story. Or you make a movie that was crap the first time and you figured out a way to make it less crappy. Those are the only two reasons you ever remake a movie. Or a story so old that you have figured out a modern twist to make it better and more relevant. The three things that I just listed are not present in this case. You can improve on this movie. The movie, did you hear me what I said? It was a hit. You don't need to redo a hit. Remake trash like Freddy Got Fingered. Figure out a way to make that movie good. Or Ishtar. Figure out how to make that good. You don't redo good movies. Next in the dish. Netflix's latest horror drama is out, and if you've and I've been watching, every night for like 3 nights. Before I give you my take, here is a clip from the trailer of The Haunting of Bly Manor.
I know what loss is. Your parents loved you so, so much. In a way, they'll always be here.
It's going to sound strange, but I'm having somebody else's dream.
What dreams?
We're dead.
The Haunting of Bly Manor is the follow-up series to The Haunting of Hill House, which was a huge hit last year for Netflix. It tells the story of a young governess hired by a man to look after his niece and nephew. And that's all I'm going to say about the actual plot. This movie we're talking about, this show I should say, we're talking about it because it's number 1 on Netflix right now. Netflix now tells you in the little thing if it's number 1 in the world, but it's also number 1 in opinion. I have people people are split right down the middle. I have 2 people on my Facebook page that I actually respect their opinion. One says it's boring and just a retread of the first one, or of Hill House. And I have another that didn't even get through the second episode. I have to respectfully disagree with both of them. And you know me, I love to hate something. I just hated on the other's remake for 2 minutes. It's much more fun for me to come on here and rant and rave. I actually enjoyed this. I don't understand the criticism that this is I shouldn't say I don't understand. The criticism that this is a repeat of the Haunting of Hill House. Here's the reality. Haunted house stories basically have the same beats. There's always going to be a house. There's always going to be creepy children. There's always going to be a ghost. The tropes will repeat. I don't mind it if it's a good story and they have good characters. And that's where Bly Manor, to me, is a winner. I actually care about these characters. I don't know where they're going. I don't mind that it's a little drawn out. There's, I think, 10 episodes. I love that now we consider 10 episodes drawn out, when back in the day, series used to have 30 episodes a year. But anyway, I digress. I don't know where this is going. People saying it's not scary, that was another criticism. I disagree with that. I've watched it every night in the dark. Maybe atmospherics plays a role in it. I've watched it every night in the dark. I don't need to be scared. I think that, jump scares and a cat jumping out at you or a creepy kid jumping out, that's easy. That's low-hanging fruit for creators. You know what's harder to do, and I think this accomplishes? Making you uncomfortable, making you have a sense of dread. That's what I have. I don't need jump scares. I am uncomfortable every episode. That, to me, is a winner. Let me know what you think on our Facebook page. The Haunting of Bly Manor, available on Netflix. Still ahead, we're heading into the kitchen with the co-creator of The Daily Show. Oh, coming up, Madeleine Smithberg. She is going to talk about her time working on Late Night with David Letterman as well. Good stories with Madeleine when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Well, our guest today knows a thing or two about talk shows. She was a producer on Late Night with David Letterman in the NBC years and was co-creator of The Daily Show. Not bad. Now in her second life, she's all about cooking on her blog, Mad in the Kitchen. And since we last saw her, we have both fallen madly in love with each other and now split our time between our homes in Seattle and Minnesota. Please welcome back to the show my new wife, Madeleine Smithberg, everybody.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
We've fallen in love.
We have.
And my husband is even okay with it.
Yeah, and strangely, my husband's okay with it too. So there we go. That's fine. Yeah.
They can hang out. They can talk about boy stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, there's one little problem with that, but that's fine. Anyway, Madeleine.
I got it.
Yeah.
We're modern. We can work this out.
We can define it for ourselves, Madeleine.
That's exactly my motto.
I'm not joking. I'll just start with a real quick compliment. Ever since you were here, we've been on the air 6 years. I have like my top 5 guests of all times. You are quickly on that list. I really did. You were one of my favorites, and I so appreciate you being willing to come back.
Oh, I'm really excited to be back here. I had so much fun too. And I never even have to leave my house, which I haven't really done since March. So
seriously.
Really changed much.
Well, Madeleine has stories coming up a little bit later, but let's cook first. What are we making today, Madeleine?
Okay, we are making the laziest weeknight dinner you can possibly come up with. And the reason I'm decided to do it for you today is because literally Sam, my husband, and I have this for dinner about 3 times a week. You will see you can make it in, once you've set everything up, you can make it in under 2 minutes. And it is delicious, nutritious, and really healthy because there's no carbs or really that much fat. So what we're doing is we're going to take a rotisserie chicken, the kind you buy in the supermarket or at Costco. And this particular one is from Walmart, and I've tasted them all. It's really, really good.
Yeah, so Walmart has good chicken, Madeleine.
I mean, I taste tested. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Better than Whole Foods. Anyway, you take your chicken, and then you can do other things like chicken salad. And what I have here is some different lettuces, radicchio. I have some arugula. I've taken the chicken off the bone and shredded it with my hands, which I washed. Then I'm going to do just a little olive oil, balsamic reduction, Parmesan, goat cheese, and finish it off cha-cha-cha with my Caesars and a little bit of dill. So here we go.
Okay.
Now, the idea is you want to impress the people you're feeding and not have them know that you didn't spend that much money and you didn't put that much time into it, because people don't really feel good about that.
Yeah.
But it's great for the chef. So I'm just laying them out. I'm trying to do something, that gets you a little bit of bang for your buck, so they say. And so I do it on a platter instead of in the traditional salad bowl.
Okay.
And then I have different. This is it's called endive lettuce, but I always thought that it was escarole, and it gives a little bitter bite. So I have like different things going on in terms of my lettuces. Now I'm going to go around the outside with a splash of color. Radicchio. You have to roll the R, otherwise you're not allowed to eat it. That's what they told me at Fred Meyer, my local supermarket. And here we go. Just because, a little bit of arugula. And I like to get artistic, so I put the arugula in between the little pretty romaines.
It's very fancy.
Just to, glam it up. This is just called, I don't feel like cooking, but I don't feel like takeout. What do? Now I'm laying my chicken. I've made a bed. I made a bed of lettuce.
It's a lettuce bed, Madeleine, a lettuce bed.
Yeah. You can get it at Mattress Outlet. It's not very comfortable, and it smells after 3 days.
Yeah.
So I've laid my chicken out. I'm not big at measuring. You know that about me, Jason, because we are married, so you've learned a lot very quickly.
I know all about that.
Here's a shot of parm, little goat cheese, cause why not?
I love this. This looks so good.
I know, it's so good. Right now I'm going to just put a little bit of olive oil. Now I just go up and down and up and down and up, and that's that. And then I'm going to do a little salt and pepper. Do. This is my burlap and barrel purple peppercorns. Highly recommend. Link on my website. Best spices in the world. Best people that go around the world getting spices. Now, I am a huge fan of balsamic reduction or glaze. I usually like it when the bottle is open, but you can't think of everything. And so now I'm just going to take this. I start at the one end and I go up and down and up and down and up and down, and then a little swirl, because why not? And
is that it?
I'm going to just put a little bit of dill with my scissors. You know, I'm silly. I give names to all my tools. I don't know. I'm alone in this process, except for Guy and Sam, who are my team. But other than that, it's up to me to amuse myself. And then, just because it's pretty, I'm popping a lemon on top, and
there it is.
There you have it.
And Madeleine, you and your other husband eat that a couple times a week?
Yeah, like 3 times a week. We're watching our weight. You know, the COVID-19 is not about the year the virus happened. It's about how many pounds you gain.
Exactly. I get it. I'm going to make that. That is so easy. We're going to put...
It's so easy, and it's so friggin' delicious. Sometimes I think we're going to get sick of it, but we haven't yet.
No.
And I hope everybody can make it at home and have a delicious meal when they don't really want to cook.
Yeah, or they're just feeling lazy.
Want to order in. It's cheaper than ordering in for sure. And
Way.
much more delicious because it's homemade.
Well, cooking is done. Now we're going to laugh our butt off. When we come back, Madeleine has some stories. You know she does, and we'll hear those when we return. Back in a moment, everybody. That looks amazing. I'm making that Thursday. Welcome back. I woke up this morning. I'm not joking. I woke up this morning, and every day it's like, you know, not to get woo-woo, but it's a blessing to have this show. I feel very lucky. There's a finite number of these jobs. But I woke up really happy this morning to get to work because of our guest today. Madeleine Smithberg is back with us, a former producer on Late Night with David Letterman. The NBC years, I always like to clarify that for the youngins, the golden years. Madeleine has some more stories coming up a little bit, but we're going to nerd out for a second, Madeleine, if you don't mind, because I'm a student of these shows. As you know, Carson was a big influence on Dave. Are you surprised that Dave didn't go the way of Carson? And what I mean by that is, once Dave signed off, once Johnny signed off, we never saw him again. Letterman, Dave isn't doing that, thank goodness. He's on, the Netflix show. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. I think when you work that hard to grow a beard like that, you want to have sort of an outlet to showcase it. I also think that poor Johnny, who, the god to all of us, once he went off the air, just blew up like a balloon and just didn't want anybody to see him. There are a couple of pictures that leaked out in the National Enquirer. Not that I read it. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm so happy to see Dave out and relaxed and doing what he's doing. I love the guy.
Don't you
seriously love the guy?
Don't you think this format, Madeleine? I mean, you produced for him. A good producer produces a show that plays to the strengths of the host. Don't you think? I've said this. My next guest needs no introduction. Really plays to Dave's strengths as an interviewer, which I never thought he got enough credit for.
Interesting. On the talk show, Jason, it was his least favorite part. Dave was really into the comedy.
Yeah.
He liked my people because they were, sort of originals and not famous and didn't have agents that weren't in quote unquote show business, usually because they were children or really old ladies. Because I did all the human interest guests. But I think that if Dave felt like it was his job to interview celebrities and he just did not really enjoy it when it was coming at him rapid fire.
Yeah.
But the difference with his Netflix show is it's handpicked. So it's actually human beings that he is interested in and wants to talk. And I have to say that I feel like his interview skills have just kind of jumped.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to think of a fake number to make it sound impressive. 1,000%. That you can fact check that.
Yeah. I
this
would
new incarnation.
I would agree with you in what you say, Madeleine. That was one of the distinct differences between late night and late show. I think that, you know, toward the end of the late show, I think he really enjoyed certain, as you would say, not the stars there just to plug their show, but Dave really started enjoying just good back and forth conversation more so in late show than in late night.
I think that's absolutely true. I think it's also when you're interviewing someone, and you know this, hubby, because you do it all the time, you have to feel confident within himself. And I think that there's a part of Dave, and it's part of what his unbelievable appeal is that he's a little bit uncomfortable in his own skin. And while that makes for great television, it doesn't necessarily make for a great interviewer. And so as he evolved and felt more comfortable, especially in the 11:30 slot and on CBS, I think he kind of just, and I think he also changed a lot after his heart surgery. He just sort of, like a fine wine.
Yeah.
He mellowed.
Yep. Well, Dave and a monkey. It's the story we've been waiting to ask Madeleine about, and when we come back, you're going to hear it. More with Madeleine Smithberg after this. Dave and the monkey.
You dizzy little ding-a-ling. Okay. Very good. Finish. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, David.
Why don't you tell us what we have here?
Okay, what we're having here...
It's not a dog and a cat, is it?
No, this is a rhesus monkey. This is Sandy. She's 5 years old.
Hi, Sandy. How are you? Is it all right to touch Sandy?
Yes, of course. You can go
Hi.
ahead.
How are you?
Yes. Sandy, why don't you go get your chair down there?
That is a clip from Late Night with David Letterman on NBC when a rhesus monkey scared the blank right out of Dave. Oh, it's one of the best moments. We're back with Madeleine Smithberg, who it's her fault right there. That's the lady right there. Former producer for Late Night with David Letterman. She was there for that. Okay. Tell us the story. You booked that, right, Madeleine?
Oh, yes, I booked that. And, you know, I've had many kind of career successes. I co-created The Daily Show with Lynn Winstead from Minneapolis.
My buddy.
And my buddy, I forgot to call her out last time. And I have an Emmy and 2 Peabodys. I changed the way college students get news, blah, blah, blah. When I look back at my life, the monkey in the dress is going to be perhaps a career highlight for me.
Sorry.
We had done a week of shows in Vegas, which had a disastrous quality. The Vegas community decided that Letterman was coming in to make fun of them, and it might have had something to do with an interview that I gave to a local paper, but no one's sure. So everybody boycotted us. We couldn't get Siegfried and Roy. We finally did get Robbie Gasser and the Sea Lions, but the last 3 days were like impossible to book. So I was scouring Vegas, and I was going and meeting with like these talent managers that had their client rosters on yellow legal pads written in pencil. And I found this act called Rena Smaha and Friends. And apparently this woman, Rena Smaha, is part of a long line of very revered and famous animal trainers. Her father was an elephant man. Not that kind. Anyway, I found the act. We didn't book it on Vegas, but when we got back to New York, I really pushed for it because I just had a sense that it was so ridiculous. So we fly them to New York. We set it all up. And during the rehearsal, my boss, who I love and is my friend, Robert Morton, call him Morty, during rehearsal says, "What is that? There's no demo here. This is awful. Find something else." And it's now 3 o'clock and we shoot at 5:30. So I know I'm not going to find anything else, but I also know that I'm going to have a terrible 2.5 hours of just, anxiety. So they come on, the band plays to introduce it. Dave comes out. There's a baboon and a rhesus monkey. The rhesus monkey is in a dress. It is a man monkey, so therefore technically a trans monkey. And then the baboon, and they're going to be having a quote unquote tea party with the large woman in the muumuu. And for some reason, the monkey senses Dave's energy and pretty much decides that he wants Dave dead. And Dave picks up on this, and you never got to see Dave that far out of control.
No.
And it was the moments that you lived for, because the monkey kept lunging at him with its teeth bared. And Dave was so terrified that everybody was dying. We were dying in the green room and dying on the backside areas of the production space. And he survived. It ended up becoming like I had something framed on my wall in my office, which was a review from the New York Daily News of the 6th anniversary special. And it said, and I quote, "The monkey in the dress was the funniest 90 seconds of the entire 90-minute show."
I'm laughing. If you hear me laughing during your interview, it's not you. We're rolling the clip, Madeleine, and I'm laughing because you're right. My memory of the clip was that she showed her teeth. He showed his teeth like once. I forgot that the monkey was relentless, that Dave kept going back.
Once he realized what it was, like that's the genius of Dave.
Yeah.
Because he was genuinely terrified. but his comedic instincts sort of overrode his fear. And he knew that this was gold if he could only force himself to not cry.
Yeah.
And as people that worked on the show, for us, Dave was so controlled and so, in it that when you saw him cross into being out of control, there was just this almost like religious epiphany kind of thing that happened to you because you realized that you'd seen the magic. And the magic had come in the form of a rhesus monkey in a dress.
Yes. Well, oh God, we've laughed that whole time. Madeleine, thank you so much again. We said during the commercial, I wish I lived in Seattle or you lived here and you were on all the time. You're just one of my favorites. Thank you so much.
Jason, when this is all over, I promise I'll come to Minneapolis and we'll play together in the studio.
Please.
Tell people to go to my website, Mad in the Kitchen, where they can have links to all of the videos on my YouTube channel, which they need to like and they need to subscribe. That's my mission right now.
That's right.
Subscribe to my channel.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. Hit the subscribe button. Give her good reviews. Hit that bell. Again, go to madinthekitchen.com. Madeleine, thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. I love it.
I love you. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be right back, everybody, wrapping things up right after this. A monkey in a dress. That's the best ever. Fun show today. Love the Madeleine Smithberg. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's your chance to join our virtual audience. We're having fun with them. I'm loving the virtual audience. Just go to the Jason Show Facebook page. Just search Jason Show TV and click the link that we posted at the very top. We pinned it at the top for your convenience. Sign up. We do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And look for our virtual audiences every week. We're going to be doing this for the foreseen future. So we've been having a good time. Be ready to have some fun. Put on a costume if you want. You do what you do you. We just want to have some fun. So we'll see you tomorrow with the virtual audience. We'll be right back with more of today's show right after this. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Kendall will be back tomorrow, right, Jeff? She'll be back tomorrow with us, enjoying a good day off. Thanks to all of you, by the way. Speaking of social media, we just talked about our Facebook page. Y'all are loving what I brought, what I talked about at the beginning of the show, the quiz from the New York Times. It's just sometimes this happens. It's back in algorithms. The quiz where you punction, how you pronounce certain things, what terms are. People are really loving it on the Facebook page. So go to the Jason Show Facebook page and you can take it yourself. And the accuracy is scaring a lot of people. That's what happened to me. Tomorrow on the show, Ghost Stories from Minnesota. We'll talk live to a local paranormal investigator about her new book. Plus, producer Ted recaps night 1 of The Bachelorette. He will have severe clairvoyance. That's tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.